folks, welcome back to TIMBERBORN. I've done a tiny bit, but the game was running really badly, so I've binned that. I've knocked a couple of mods out, and hopefully it's going to run a little bit better. We'll see. So, because the game is running really juddery, the plan is to focus on this area today. So, the first thing we're going to do is straighten this river out, because all it's doing is dumping water into here anyway. I'm hoping that doesn't mess up the situation that we've got going on here. So we probably need to be aware of the fact that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, quite a lot of edges. Now we shouldn't need that many. How many edges have we got up here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 edges. So maybe as long as we maintain 5 edges, we will be good. So I think what I'm going to try and do is cut a 5 wide straight channel into here. I mean, this is only 3 wide and it's coping. So yeah. Oh, there we go. There's that lag again. Yeah, the game's just not running well today. I just want to check that the change I made. Yeah, turn save every day off. I've removed, although I wasn't using it, I've removed the time lapse, whatever it was, mod. And interesting. Again, it's lag spike after lag spike. It's just not happy. I wonder if we're coming to the natural end of this save as things have got big. That will be disappointing because I've not done everything I want to do on here, but you know, maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. So we'll work on starting to clear trees out as well. Because we're going to need to do that to have the path that we want. Actually, we've got plenty of logs. So let's just do it the quick way. Which will offend some, maybe, I don't know. And as we can get to those bits, as the builders can get to those bits, they'll clear them. Apologies for the lag, folks. It's probably really annoying to watch. Yeah. Oh. We need to be clearing the path of our path as well. And I probably want to prioritize clearing the path of our path. Because if we don't have a path for our path, we can not path. I might not have said it's very early. It's very early. I am currently traveling with work. And yeah, woken up in the hotel at my normal pretty early time. And I don't have anything to do for a few hours. So let's play some beavers. This is what I thought was sensible. Yeah. So I think we will kind of stage it down as it was previously. I'm not just going to cut it all the way down in one giant drop. I think that would be excessive. The other thing we're going to try and work on as well is how's our water supply? That's fine. Is the water tank over here, but I would kind of like to do that in a temperate season because it'll just be a bit easier. And we have all the builders as bots, so we're sort of okay, but yeah, it'll just make it a little bit easier. Just not having bad water kind of splashing everywhere, basically, as we build stuff. Now, we probably won't get it all built in the temperate season, but, you know. Let's get rid of that guy as well. I still need to go a little bit further. And we've got a lot of spare bots now, so we could have even more of them doing it. Yeah, I mean, I've turned save every day off, so it's weird that we're getting these spikes, because they almost feel like they are saving spikes. But I don't know. I don't know. I think the game might have had an update since I last played it, but I'm not entirely sure. I do feel like so there was another good suggestion to expand the canola farm, but we are at least on positive canola now, so we'll see how that sits for now. Another job that I think we can build some more builders huts, and this looks like a prime spot for it if we just come in here and rip those out, which is going to take moments. Few. Do that. I think we've even got dynamite. No, that's scrap metal. It looked like dynamite to me for some reason. I don't know why. Because, yeah, we're sitting on 50 spare bots, so let's put them to work, shall we? I'm going to try. It may or may not help. Just going to drop the graphics settings down a little bit. It should make no difference in theory, but, you know, hopefully the change isn't noticeable to view quality. Anyway, come in here. Builders huts. 1, 2, can I get that on there? 3. That's possibly not ideal because we're going to need to pass into there. And I guess what we could do is tiny tubeway station there, path there. Build this up. 1, 2, 3. Bot. 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 So that's another 24 builders. Right. Let's put them to work, shall we? And do we need to go up there? Let's go up there anyway. And let's just clear out that bit as well. There we go. Right, if we're going to straighten it, let's actually straighten it. So we want to come along there. If we come there and drop it all in there, I think. So that wants to be our river bank. There. And why do I not have path selected anymore? There. Does that work? Not quite. There. So we'd need to jink it across a little bit. So let's start by, we'll start at this end. I think that makes sense, because then as we blast it out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop that all down. I'm going to drop that all down. Do that, and then we're going to do gosh. Only 4. Is that going to be enough? That should give us enough edges, I hope. Famous last words. We can always make it wider. So you can always make it wider, but that gives us some edges. That should give us enough. Famous last words, as said. But putting some teeth in often helps with this kind of thing. Right, there, and that's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 edges, so that should be okay. Here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 edges, so that should be okay. Right, so let's start cutting in. Is that going to be enough if I just cut out one like that? I think it is. In theory, we could just do that. In theory, we could just do that and then block this off and see how it looks. We could always tweak it because we've got bots, so, you know. There's nothing to say we can't do a first and a second run at adjusting this. That will dry this out, but we could then move the contamination barriers across and fill this in, so, you know, that is an option. Yeah, we should do that, because that's also an option. Okay, let's let things happen. Okay, what have we got going on here? Yeah, so that's bad. That's bad. We did a bad there. So let's come in here and blast that out, and we should be able to get to all of that. So that should be okay to fix, and I guess we need to do the same here. So let's do that. Yeah, let's fix those. And yeah, it's not a problem because we have the bots doing the work. And as if by magic, the shopkeeper appeared. Possibly only a relevant joke if you're from the UK and of a certain age, but that's in. And that's sorted. Oh, and we're into the temperate season, so let's just slow down and think for a bit. We'll come back to that. we'll come back to that. Because I want to get over here. So, we need many things. I think the first thing that I want to do is actually remove these and move them or rebuild them later. Because we need a bit of room to build. It's annoying that there isn't a single pipe block, because to build a pipe we're going to have to do some work. So the first thing we're going to do is put a pipe in, or a tunnel essentially. But it's going to be connected to a water tower. So we need tunnels. God, I need caffeine. So what we'll do is we'll come in. I'm going to move to the side a little bit to give us room to work away from the water source. So if we were there, came up there, that wouldn't be awful. Right, let's reset that. Let's also come in here and here. So let's get that going on, please, beavers. We actually need to be moving for them to build, I guess. So whether we'll get all this done in the first temporary cycle, I'm not sure. Actually, let's run at a pace. Let's run at a pace. I'm busy picking everything up and build. There we go. I guess the way we do that is we prioritize the build. Please run less laggily, game. Maybe if we run at 2 times speed, things will be better, but things will be slower. But we've got a lot of builders, so maybe that will counter things. If we're going to be doing a lot of building over here, it may be sensible. Just trying to think where to put it. If I put it here, it should be well out of the way. To get some supplies brought over. We're probably going to need logs, metal, planks. If we're going to be tunneling, dynamite and extract. So let's put in an explosive storage. Put a tank for extract. We've still not got grease. We've got canola, we've got oil. Why are the grease factories not running? Or is it just being used up? Maybe it's just being used up actually. We've got a lot of bots now. We'll worry about that another day. We can't do everything. Right, obtain, 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 obtain. So that's kind of step one. I'm actually going to If I get a chance. Pause the last one of those. Let's... And here. And what I want to do is use dirt. Bring that up to there. Yep. I've probably put all of the arrows in all of the wrong directions. I do not care today. It is too early. But and putting dirt next to water blocks can sometimes be a bit funky. I'm hoping this is going to be okay. I essentially want to make sure that we can try and isolate this from the water blocks. Which means for now no water will go in, but the water's going to come from a water tank. So looks like it's okay. Looks like it's okay. So the next step is going to be to build a filter system on top of this. I'll probably do this in wood. I'm going to open this up a little bit because there's no need for it to be so constricted. So we'll come back to this because it's doing things, so it's okay. Cool. Come on. Yeah, it's kind of annoying the way the water blocks are laid out in here, but it doesn't really matter. Because we're essentially going to just build around it. And I think it looks better. I think it looks appropriate building something like this in wood. So that's what we're going to do. We'll level out in dirt. I think we'll come out to about here. I'm gonna take those off. We are going to need a path that gets us around here. You can be demolished. I guess it probably makes sense to take those down as well. It's certainly not a bad idea to rip those out as well. There we go. Boom. I'm pressing the wrong key. Yeah, that'll work. Right, caveat, as always, have not pre-designed this. Always working on the fly. Because it's kind of more fun to just do it as we go, folks. You're going to be set to close below contamination. So if there's... I'm going to let them build that. Those two, they should be able to build out and get the sluices as well. I think we might build even more builders' huts, because probably it'll make this project happen even quicker. We could do some there, because that's on the tubeway network, isn't it? I know some of you would like me to make use of those power wheels, but they were built for an emergency purpose. It doesn't really matter that they're not being used at this point. Oh, I missed one. Damn it. Let's just delete you. Oh no, I didn't miss it, did I? It was just, yeah. Pause. That should let them build those. Oh, sir. There we go. Come on. Do your thing. So we will get some messy spillageness, but it'll be okay. It'll be okay, folks. We'll probably leave these ones paused for now, so it's got somewhere to go. And pause that one. Now help direct it a little bit, and pause that one. It's kind of, you know, gonna happen, really, isn't it? There is a water block here that we're gonna miss out on, but we could capture that as well, but I don't think we need to. So. There we go. That should have most of it going back the way it needs to go. And there's water sources over here as well, and we don't need to capture all of those. Right. Now. So, if it's bad water, it's going to go out of the bottom. What we now need to do is have the good water go up, but not go back. So, let's think. How do we do this? So we need to levy off this bit. That's going to need to go up into the water tank, because essentially this is a little irrigation pipe. I'm actually going to bring this up one more layer, so we've got a bit of room above the water sources. And then what we're going to do is water flowing into there. Okay, I think I've got an idea. So I've put down some platforms, and what we've got is I need to put some more impermeable floors in there. So water flows under the platforms, comes up to here. These are closed, obviously, at the moment. These will be open. So that water will flow through these and then can go up. Obviously, once we've sealed it. While it's not sealed, it won't go up. It'll go back into the main area, but because this is a water source for the colony, so we kind of need it to actually work and water to flow. Really tempted to build a giant scaffold over the top of it so they can just build like crazy, but yeah, it might be excessive. So we should see the effect of the filter working soon. Maybe if I let them build those now, of course they can't get to that one. Unless we do that. That should let us see the effect of it once it's all built. Which actually shouldn't take that long with how many builders we've got, so, you know. Even only running at 2 times speed. And then essentially it's recreating the water tower that we built on a previous series. And obviously we've got that pipe in the middle which will let us take water out. Obviously at the moment it only goes to the one hole that we've created, but we can tap off of that in multiple directions and control them all with sluices. So essentially it's a lot like the design I used previously. We've got a core to let water back out and one to let it up. So not sure why I was struggling with the concept of how this was going to work so much, but anyway. Old man brain no compute well sometimes, maybe was some of it. But, yeah. And so this is the water storage is not, this is just to get us up to some water storage. How much are we going to store? I don't know. We've got potentially very long periods of no water, so we might want to store a reasonable amount. But we're also right at the edge of the map, so building a, you know, a traditional looking water tank will be kind of a pain. So we'll build something. There are going to be bits we can't reach. Let's put in ladders. Let's pause you. You're actually going to need some pathage. Get all of this. Yeah, this is essentially dead area now, but you know, that could become another water pipe out, so that's fine. Or it could be used to increase the bore of the water pipe going out, so you know, it's not a problem. Go. Yeah, we need some more ladders to get to this, and then we need to put that in. And you know, at the moment, there's nothing to force water to go through this guy. Because of the way it's built at the moment. just go up and over. But if this is all sealed up, it's going to have to go up and through this and then up. So we'll put a few more layers on this in a moment. And we'll start to see that effect. So these are open. So if I now delete that path and that and those, because I don't think we need them, and then we seal that, and then come across there. Probably need to end up with a load of bots stuck, I'm guessing. Because, you know, that's how it's going to work. But they'll eventually get rescued. So... oh, if the game was smart enough to schedule its building. And then if we put that in there, so we'll need to put a little bridgey piece there. See, bots stuck, but they'll get unstuck as all of the, hopefully as all of the pieces get built around them. I'm just going to let them work and see if they sort themselves out. And hopefully this works, because, as I say, I do not plan this stuff. I just kind of have concepts in my head and wing it. So, yeah. Yep, they're still building. So there we go. See, free bot. Now he just needs to remember he's free and can go do things. It is actually quite good that we've got other water sources. Yeah, everything's working itself out down here just fine. The canola is recovering. It's going to take a little while, but that's okay. I've got a decent amount of canola oil, but and we've got a tiny bit of grease, so we do need to improve our grease production. But, you know, in time, folks, in time. We just need someone to come finish building that. I wonder if it's because there's a bot stuck in it. Let's delete that. Let's put in a ladder. Remove that. They should nudge the bot out of the way. And they'll be able to build that one. Go, little bot, go. There we go. And then we can put them back. And then we're still not going to see the effect really because the water's flowing out of here because this is lower. I think until, because I don't want to sacrifice water flowing into the colony until we've got something built with a storage tank, it's not really going to work. And what we're going to have to do is have an overflow out of the tank into here. So. I guess the way we could test it. Curious how long I've been recording. I'm trying to keep an eye on the time so that because I have to go to work today, so still let's see if we can demonstrate this thing working, shall we? We'll let them build that. And then let's do that. Now let them build that one so we can do that. Get rid of those. I'm going to put, or if this is going to work, but bear with me, folks. Bear with me. What I want to try and do is have it so it cycles through the lower. Obviously, we need the rest of these to be built. Fatal flaw in my plan. The water will just go straight up there. Need to do has been highlighted by this is, and if you were typing this in the comments, this is why we test. Do it. No. Yeah, that will do it. Yep. Go. And this is why I say I don't design my things in advance. And why we test things. Quote Adam Patrick Murray off of the Ball Nerd podcast. Always be testing. So yeah, we need to put back in the ladders so we can build those bits of impermeable floor. Because that will now force the water to go through one of the sets of sluices. Words are hard, folks. Words are hard. Which is what we weren't doing before. We weren't forcing the water to go through the good water sources. So, and now we are. I probably don't necessarily necessarily need all of these to be quite so high either. So things will probably get a bit chaotic for a bit. Yeah, so now what we're seeing is water coming very chaotic. Let's open that right up. But now if we look, if I come down here and force close those, that should turn off the water flow. Yes. Awesome. And if I put them back on auto, yeah, there'll be some spillage as it all, because it's got pressurized, because there's a lot of water flowing there. But once it's sorted itself out, is good. Yay. So that's that sorted. It does work. And that's why I was testing it, because I'd missed a bit. The bit that actually makes it do the filtering, which is kind of important. So we kind of how many kinders can we kind of say? We now need to build up in layers. Because I need to have that open to let the water out. Yeah. We need to build up in layers, accounting for the fact that we have a lot of fluid flowing through this thing at the same time. So we basically need to leave bits of this open. So if we do that, but do that and that as a high priority. And then once those are in, we'll be able to put those in. I've told you to do those blocks as a high priority. So many of you are going to get stuck. You're all so stupid. I obviously didn't tell you to do that one as a high priority. Fair enough. Alright. Let's put... What I should do is put the two corner blocks in separately. That's not been as bad. That could have been worse. That could have been significantly worse. Let's remove that. Let's remove that and remove that. And then do 1, 2, 3, like that. I guess the question, the tower is, making the tower high is almost unnecessary, apart from the fact that it kind of looks cooler. So maybe we just go that high. And then we think about building a water tank next. Now the annoying thing, and this is where building from dirt would have been more useful, is that we can't hang levees off the side. Now we could do a transition layer of dirt and then hang dirt off the side, but I think that will look a bit rubbish. So we'll do what I did last time. I'll have to have a little bit of scaffolding to put some platforms around so that we can push the tank out around the side, but that's okay. That is okay. Hey, our water tank's full, or our irrigation thingy's full. But yes, actually we probably don't need that on there. So, but we will start building the water tank next. Now I guess the question is how big. Oh, they've cleared out all of the metal. Awesome. We probably want to reactivate the mine. Actually, let's throw a bunch of bots in there because we've got them. You can all go. Be free. Yeah. Yes, I think next time we start putting in the water tank. Apart from the fact that our water supplies aren't full, it would be kind of convenient to have a bad tide about now, or a drought, either. Because then we wouldn't have gallons of water flowing through this thing. I guess the question, and I'm going to regret asking it, I think. Even more water sources there, but the question do we mirror this? Have the water tank sit across the top? I don't know if we can because the water sources are different. So we'd have to move this in one because we've got a water source there. So I'd essentially have to move this first levee wall over one. But a little bit of me wants to do that. That would be an off-camera job, but let me know what you think. That would be kind of a cool feature next to the Sky City, which has actually turned out to be quite small, but we can go back to that. Let me know what you think. Anywho. We need to finish this as well, but this should just be a case now of blocking this off, I believe. Yeah. A promising little start to our irrigation system. Hope you enjoyed the video, folks, and I'll see you next time.